I will do a little bit of kite flying, that Shetty would not have been the last person in this whole particular exercise which happened.
Possibly.
Correct. So it is basically an extrapolation. It is primarily based on my understanding of organizations, my understanding of how the command and control mechanisms run in an organization, and the way accounting and auditing and inspection procedures happen, and also the nature of surveillance and monitoring which happens in the banking industry, even in the most rural of the branches, even in a Grameen bank. That is the nature of things which happen.
Well, possibly I am extremely sorry. I don't know much about the internal system of banking. So whatever I could understand is from the external side of it. So internal system only bankers can answer.
So we will leave this at this presumption. When the scam came to the public domain, what was your reaction? Did you feel validated? You were very happy about it. What was your reaction from an individual point of view and from the point of view of a victim who lost 10 to 13 crores?
Well, when it came to light, I was, I don't know whether I was happy or unhappy, but I was very happy that Nakshatra IPO was stopped because of my intervention in that. I saved the country, apart from this 30,000 crores which is lost because of...
From where does this 30,000 crore come?
Well, you say it is in PNB only, it is of 13 to 14,000 crores, he said.
No, it is all 31 banks combined. So
No.
Brady House and another 30 branches of whatever banks combined, I think it comes to 13,895 crores of the total scam investigated currently.
I am not very sure about it. I thought is only LOU scam is 13,000 crores. All the other banks fraudulent loans they have he has obtained from different banks which were not paid. It was 10 to 11,000 crores when I was investigating the case myself. So you mean to say PNB scam is only 2,000 crores?
No, I don't have anything to say. What I am saying is that the whole of the Nirav Modi Mehul Choksi case, to best of my understanding and whatever research I have done, they talk about 13,895 crores.
I really don't know how that figure has come out, frankly speaking.
Right.
My investigation showed it was a 10,500 crores was the bank loans taken by him, which was never recovered. I don't know exact quantum of the LOU frauds that he has done through PNB. So, as you say, it is a combine of all the 30 banks plus PNB is 30,000 crores.
That is my speculation because there is no other.
I have no knowledge about it.
So, broadly we leave it at that.
Yes.
Even with 13,895 crores happens to be the biggest banking scam this country has ever seen and might be the most protracted battle for the victims who are the franchisor, and they are all moneyed people who have lost from 5 to 25 crores, you have not mistaken.
Something around.
Something in that particular range. So these people have gone through a protracted battle and they reached a level in 2018 where this whole scam came to light. How did this scam come to light?
To the best of understanding, my understanding that the Gokul Shetty who was managing the show for so many years alone with collusion with the senior officers, I don't know about it.
Right.
He was transferred for whatever the reason. The new officer has come in, and when these people went to new officer to get the LOU, he asked where is the 100% margin that they are supposed to give. They said we don't give any margin, we will get LOU. That flagged off some kind of red flag on the new officer. Then he started to look into the matter in depth. He found out perhaps that there are a lot of these kind of LOUs are going on. He informed the top management, and that's how, for whatever is the reason, top management filed an FIR, whatever it is.
So Gokulnath Shetty, he retired in early 2018. After he retired, these people were habitual offenders.
Yes.
So these guys, they go to the next incumbent whose name we don't know.
Give me LOU.
Correct. And they go and request him that give me LOU. That fellow being a banking professional and not colluding.
Yes.
So he said, you give us 100% cash margin.
Yeah.
Which is primarily security or collateral, whatever you call it.
Correct.
So these guys told him that we don't give collateral or cash margin. So we have been getting just like that. So that particular statement that we have been getting LOUs just like that, so that started ringing bells
In the mind of the new officer.
And then they started going deep into it. And to cut the long story short, so this whole scam from 2011 to 2018 came to the fore. Now, suffice to say that there are issues with the core banking software, there are issues with the SWIFT telecommunication interbank network globally, and I'm also forced to believe that things of that nature, those gaping holes, would still be existing. And it is such a strange scenario that I don't think updation, at least of the core banking software, SWIFT, I don't know, but of the core banking software has not been happening. And we see these mule accounts. There are 1.8 million mule accounts today, indulging in all sorts of investment scams, all sorts of job scams, all sorts of digital arrest scam. So I think the regulatory paralysis continues. And that I expressed in one of the RBI forums, which was known as RBI at 90 years of RBI, while I was talking about the digital arrest and cyber security. So broadly, to refresh the viewers, that I don't think even after this scam coming to light and whatever legal action has been taken, nothing great has happened as far as the security of the investors or the common man or the man who is likely to get duped has happened. What was the action taken by the government when this came to light?
Before the government could act, both Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi has fled the country by selling off everything that they had.
They have sold off everything.
You mean, I came to know that he was trying to sell off his villa in Goa at a distress sale. So it means whatever he could sell, he sold it. I was told in his house in Mumbai, even fans and lights were removed and sold. That's the extent he had planned.
Do you have any thoughts on Nirav Modi vanishing from this country in early January? And a little later, Mehul Choksi left the country and the PNB scam came to light a couple of days later or a couple of weeks later. Can we draw some inferences from these very, very touchy timelines?
I have no comments on it.
It was also seen, I think, reported by one of the leading newspapers that in the World Economic Forum 2018, Nirav Modi was also present. So this is where the whole hobnobbing part is concerned. Now, how much time did it take? Who investigated the case finally?
I have to mention something else very important.
Yeah, please.
Before this guy, Mehul Choksi, left India somewhere in January, February 2018, he had already obtained the passport of Antigua.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
To obtain a passport of Antigua, you have to do some X amount of investments. That's everybody can do. Then the Antiguan government has to take a NOC, clearance certificate from Minister of External Affairs.
Government of India.
Government of India. And also local police station of where he was earlier residing.
What, as a character verification?
No, there is no legal cases on him.
So basically a police verification.
Police verification plus clearance certificate from Minister of External Affairs.
So you are convinced of the fact that he gone through the official procedural rigmarole and only based on that he would have got the citizenship, which is a normal legal presumption.
No. When he applies for this kind of police clearance, it is very easy for police to know how many cases are registered on him. Because it's available in the public domain.
I am not talking about that. I am talking.
How did he get a clearance from police station as well as from Minister of External Affairs?
I am talking from the other end of the same rope. Correct. So what I am saying is, if he became the citizen of Antigua, which means that all the legal formalities in India was attended to.
Yes.
And I would not put in your mouth, but was facilitated by powers that be at whatever levels.
That I cannot say
I'm not
anything
putting in
about
your
it.
mouth. But that process went through.
Yes.
We also have something which we call as the CCTNS in police, which has National Database of Crime and Criminals.
Yes.
The sole objective of CCTNS project of 2000 crores run by the Government of India was to create a national database of crime and criminals. If there is a national database of crime and criminals, then this would have come to light in no time. Even if that is not fully functional operational, any police station where he resides and the CBI ED combined, this is not a great information which will take any amount of time. Any agency will give you in no time.
It is available public domain in any court, court websites.
So this is broadly where you are. Now this Antigua, they did not have a extradition treaty with India. I am told that one of the fascinating points of he becoming a citizen of Antigua was that Antigua does not have an extradition treaty with India.
Absolutely.
So we leave it at that. So finally, who investigated this case?
After this scam was exposed, I think CBI again got into the whole investigation. They did whatever they have to do. All the ED, everybody got in. All the people took again documentation from me because I was the first original FIR maker. They took the charge sheet, everything that was formed, filed on him. And they started to do investigation from other positions. Finally, I came to understand that the entire team of Indian Investigation Agency went with the aircraft to Antigua and came back empty-handed. I can't believe this.
So they went to Antigua and they were not provided any documentation thereof. So that is the understanding.
We don't know, but they came empty-handed. They stayed there for 1 week or 10 days, if I'm not wrong. ED guys, officers from ED and CBI and what are the other agencies that they are supposed to go. They took a private aircraft at the cost of the government, went there to bring him back, but he never came back. They couldn't bring him back for whatever the reason in there.
So when was the case charge sheeted?
I have no idea, boss.
In the public domain, I have not been able to find out as to when was the case charge sheeted.
No
So
idea.
we leave that story there as to when was the case charge sheeted. Primarily, we are made to believe that it is a case against Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi, Shetty and one more accomplice who was a lower level bank employee. So these were the four main actors. Do you feel that this whole exercise happened within these four actors?
Is it possible in India to happen these kind of things?
There are a couple of things. I will not give you a direct answer, but there are a couple of things. It can be either ignorance, indifference, or you are very happy with whatever position you are holding and you don't want to take any responsibility, or it will be a very active and total collusion.
When I went to SEBI to say about this Nakshatra Diamond IPO, I was shocked when I say ऊपर से order है.
So
मैं क्या बताऊं?
So ऊपर से order you heard in SEBI. I think you heard in Karnataka CID also.
Yes.
How many other places you heard of ऊपर से order?
After that, I am not asking people कहाँ से order आया.
So you presume that the order is there. Okay, so the case was charge sheeted. We presume it was charge sheeted, and that is how the legal proceedings went on. Did it lead to any sort of relief to the franchisees?
This is the sad story of India. Though we are the people, franchisees, we are the people who exposed the whole scam well in advance, brought to the notice of the authorities, we have not got a single penny compensation, despite the fact that most of these franchisees have won the court cases against Choksi. Whatever the seizure the ED has done against the Choksi's assets or Modi's assets, Nirav Modi's assets, they are all taken back by the ED in their custody, saying that first right on these assets will be the banker, where the bank himself are colluded in the case. So people who have exposed the scam, people who have done everything possible to get back their money, it is zero now. I have a court case which is won by me in the arbitration case against Mehul Choksi, and I have a few other franchisees who also have a court arbitration awards to say, and also which is collaborated with the investigation report done by Bangalore Police, which is a charge sheet filed by the Bangalore CID. Everything shows that I am supposed to get X amount of money with interest, whatever it is. Till now, we got zero, so we have given up on that.
Is there any principle decided by the court as to how you people will be paid, even if no payment has been made so far?
Nobody is able to give me any answer for that. They say, sir, as per the rules, The banks will get the first priority, you are in the last in line.
So there is no communication either from the courts or from the investigative agency or from the bank or from any other regulator or the government itself.
Zero.
So we'll come back to the story towards the end of our conversation today. Now we will move on to another very interesting facet of Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi saga, sordid saga, which unfolded, I think, to distaste of everybody, and certainly it has eroded the faith in the regulatory agencies. It has also eroded faith in the government itself and also eroded faith in supposedly robust public sector banking system. Whatever might be the inefficiencies in the public sector banking system, we always thought it was rock solid, which has nearly evaporated with MD, PNB, and then later SEBI chairman and variety of other regulatory agencies, ICICI Bank and all that. This is common knowledge, which primarily means that from Gokulnath Shetty to CEO of ICICI Bank, anybody can play around with the banking system in whichever manner they feel like, inclusive of a great regulator like SEBI, which was created with so much of hopes and aspiration, and currently does not seem, and that is not my opinion, that is what is there in the public domain, is not able to take care of the interest of the shareholders in a variety of ways, in a variety of means, and we have been seeing it in lots of instances, and more so in their interaction with Supreme Court and their regulators. There are regulators to regulators also, inclusive of the central bank. Now we come to the extradition story. Where is the extradition story today? What happened? Mehul Choksi, he went to Antigua, right? After that, what happened? There is a very fascinating
Story behind it.
tour itinerary of Mr. Mehul Choksi.
No, initially he went to US.
Yes.
Then he could not get what he wants. He wanted to become US citizen. Somehow, I don't know, it did not happen for whatever the reason. He found this small country to get the citizenship, which is not having a, his wallet is full, my dear. So he can buy the best of lawyers.
What will What will be his net worth today? Just for some snippet to the viewer, not that it is consequential.
See, he is a Gujarati. He is a businessman. He knows how to turn the money on. If he had swindled, whatever you say, 15,000 crores, it is left to your imagination how much it would have become last 10 years.
Okay. So that is another nature of investment which you are talking about, in whichever manner, good, black, old, ugly, in whichever manner. Now you have given me some other ideas. So now two threads are left. So one is the extradition, one is the recovery and payment thereof. Now we come to the third thread. We'll finish this, we cannot leave three threads open. Could you give me some idea of the shell companies and how this whole mechanism operates?
Oh my God. It is so evident in his books of accounts and balance sheets. Very clear, very clear. He had made parent company is Geetanjali Gems, and under that sister concern were almost 20. And I know how the whole system works there. It is very interesting for the common man to understand how the whole thing goes.
Yeah.
How inflated balance sheets have happened in that company. So you have a parent company, Geetanjali Gems. He has formed another 10 different brands and 10 different companies. Nakshatra is one company, Gili is another company, like every brand is another company. What he will do? From parent company, for example, he wants to make a sale of 1 crore rupees. It is a very small example I am telling. He will make a sale of big crores. Take an example of 1 crore. Parent company will sell to his sister concern for 1.1 crore, 10% margin. The sister concern sells the same product to another sister concern for 1.2. Third sister concern sells it to 1.3. Like this, it is rotating within the companies. Every company is showing 10% profit. Every company is showing the inflated balance sheets. But the money is rotating within themselves. It is not sold outside. This is how, at the time of this IPOs and all, everybody, his balance sheet is great, but nobody is looking at, perhaps, I don't know whether somebody has looked into this. It is a circular trading which is happening, circular transaction of the business which is happening within these companies. That is one thing. Now he formed another many foreign companies, one in Italy, one in US, in the name of Samuel Diamonds or something like that, where his son was the owner. Okay. When the India was growing at 7% or 6%, 7%, 8% during that time, if I am not wrong, the business, America was not growing so much. But his Indian companies showed a loss of 2000 crores. Okay. And the same simultaneously, the American subsidiary of this guy is showing 2000 crores profit. How? Who in America is buying 2000 crores worth of goods from a company like this? And India is showing loss, where the growth in India is very high. American growth is not there. Itna business to hota nahi hai wahan pe. So it is clear evident in the name of foreign direct investment, perhaps he has moved 2000 crores from this company to another company. So Gitanjali Gems was used as a milking cow to move the money out. That's my understanding. I don't know how investigation agencies cannot see this. It's very clear, easy.
See, 2-3 of these companies, of the shell companies, we have been talking about around 20 companies, 2-3 of these, and primarily 3 if I am not mistaken, I might not be remembering their names exactly, were used in this LOU trade. So most of the money came to these 3 companies,
Yes.
Stellar, Diamond, all these 3.
Yeah, one is in Italy, one is in America.
So there are 3 companies.
Yeah, something like
all have diamond in their names.
yes.
Diamond, OS, US, something of that nature. So that money comes there, and after that, this whole sort of a circular trading which you are talking about, and giving a very healthy picture to the balance sheet in the manner you are talking about, so that presumably it happened that way. There is no denying that fact that scam has happened and money has been swindled. So this sort of a trading or some sort of a trading has happened, and most of this trading, I think the investigative agencies and the people who are entering into all those scams, I think these are very well known rules. Shell company.
Not only this, it's not only the company valuation, company books of inflating company books. Even the stock market, this happened. His share, few years ago, maybe 200 rupees per share.
Right.
With the help of circular trading, the brokers, colluding with the brokers, he brought the value from 200 to 600 rupees per share. And those shares at 600 are pledged with the public sector banks or public sector undertakings like LIC and everybody. Pledged and taken the money out of that.
No, that is another important facet. Say what they pledged with whosoever, I will not get into that story, but when we are talking of 100% cash margin, collateral or security, what is the most disturbing factor?
How the LOs are issued without 100% collateral?
Correct. No, LOUs are issued without any collateral.
Collateral, yes.
Without any, it's not 100%. Without any collateral for 7 years.
Yes.
For 7 years consistently in one bank branch.
And the same officer.
In favor of same officer, same person, and the whole establishment top to bottom remains unaware or closes its eyes, or they start behaving like a ostrich in whichever manner for whatever considerations we are not getting into that. So this LOU is something of an eye-opener, and it can happen, maybe it's happening. What is the nature of banking reforms required? I think while I was reading through this whole load of documents and news reports, articles on this particular issue, so there is a statement by Dr. Raghuram Rajan.
Okay.
So he talks about that in the normal oversight mechanism of the bank, this went undetected, which primarily means that this particular gap was existent and there was nobody able to see through this gap as far as the core banking system is concerned. We are not getting into the SWIFT part of it. Now coming back to
stock market rigging. Stock market rigging.
No, we will not get into
I'll tell you this. This is very important.
Okay, you continue.
Okay, this guy, before all this scam happened,
yeah,
he also did.
Then you tell me one thing first.
Yes.
So when Gitanjali Gems, IPO, non-IPO, private company, whatever. So what was the share price in say 2012-13, and what was the share price in 2017?
I don't remember exact figures.
Somewhere.
I think in 2012 or 13 it should be around 100 to 150 rupees. I'm not sure. I did not trade that stock. It went to 650 rupees by 2016-17.
So we can safely presume that there was at least 3 times.
Easily.
Upswing.
Upswing without the core strength in the company.
No, there is no financial.
Core strength in the sense is the circulated trading in the company.
There is no financial fundamental to either Gitanjali James or any of the companies which you are talking about.
It's called ring trading.
Yes.
Ring trading happened with the shares to 600 rupees. Those shares were pledged with the financial institutions and taken the money, and means when the share price crashed to zero, the financial institution who gave the loan against those shares lost the entire money.
So this is like the subprime loans.
Something like that.
Something like that, which led to 2008 crisis.
And interestingly, this was reported by somebody to SEBI, and SEBI had blacklisted him. This is before 2018. It blacklisted him, but somehow after 6 months, the blacklist was lifted. How?
Good behavior.
I don't know what happens here.
No, it can be only good behavior.
Very good behavior of
where people come out on parole and furlough and all that. So that would be the nature of good behavior.
I can accept whatever you say.
Okay, so we come back to, now that we have finished with this part of the story and LOU and siphoning and circular trading. So we are nearly, I think, clear about how those things have happened, at least in relation to this particular case. Now we come back to Mehul Choksi's story from Antigua and further all those fascinating things. Till that time, he was arrested in Antwerp, if I am not mistaken.
He could not be arrested in Antigua.
Then?
So, for whatever the reason, he could manage the governments there, both opposition and the original government, government which is in power. So, for health reason, perhaps, he has a big establishment in Belgium.
Okay.
His wife stays there and his family is there in Belgium. Because he's in a diamond trade, he has a full establishment in Antwerp, Belgium.
Yeah.
So he went perhaps for a health checkup, whatever it is, health is bad. So because our investigations are in action, they could have requested the concerned government to catch hold of him, and they caught him off, and he is in the jail in Belgium now. So the extradition process is going on to get him back. That's the current status of.
So this red corner notice, so once it was cancelled.
Yes.
Correct. The government of India could not sustain it.
Yes.
For whatever reasons, and later he was arrested in Antwerp.
Yes.
Correct. After that, it went through the whole of the legal process.
Yes.
And the Supreme Court of Belgium. So finally, they sustained their lower court judgment, and he is on the verge of extradition, as they say. But still, there can be issues on the administrative level and variety of other things. And most of the extradition cases, they talk about humanitarian concern and variety of other things. As far as Nirav Modi is concerned, what is the status?
Sir, absolutely, I don't know what is happening in Nirav Modi case.
But my point of view is, even if government of India gets him now, can they get back this money looted by him from Indians, residents, Indian citizens, as well as Indian banks? I don't think it will happen.
See, there are two things to this particular line of thought. One is what you are saying, and I'm 100% in unison of your both thought and emotions and feelings and loss. The other part is also somehow true, that a nation cheated is able to bring back the criminal and put him to justice.
What is justice? He is going to
Justice,
die.
I'll tell you.
What is the justice for the victims?
No, I'll tell you. One is the victim part, and we'll come to the final thing later. So one is the victim part. That is very, very important. There is absolutely no denying the fact. But the point is, if the judicial system or the administrative international rule of order, that also fails with justice not being delivered to the victims or delivered late, I think that is a much bigger debacle. Correct. So I leave that thought there. Now from there, so Nirav Modi, he exhausted everything, and he is some statute debarred, some sort of a status which is at the end of exhaustive everything. So might be he's trying for political asylum or some humanitarian thing, and the government does not disclose what it is, but he cannot be physically moved in that particular status, legal status which he has. Now, taking it further to what is actually required, because justice primarily is for the victims. Any justice is meant for the victim. It is not meant for stability or robustness or bringing back the system to order. That is none of our
I have a zero
concern.
hope on this.
Yes. So now coming to that, 310 crores. So it has been recovered.
Okay.
Okay. Some other amount has been recovered, of which the figures which I have is 2255 crores is under litigation.
What do you mean?
Litigation primarily means would be under different court proceedings with different stakeholders, and now the bank also claims themselves as the victims. They would be trying to get maximum of that money. Correct. Do you see any light that the franchises would get justice with regards to getting their money back, or at least a portion of their money back?
I don't see.
So we are coming to the end of the whole discussion. First is, I would like to know, by this sordid saga which played on you, security, personal, financial issues which you faced, and the lack of change in the systematically ailing banking system, what are your feelings today in 2026 beginning? Is it the same as 2014, 2015, or it is different, or whatever? It's just for the audience. We are not talking for the regulatory agencies. The audience is a freewheeling talk. You speak what your mind out.
Well, even after all this, the hard work which we have done, I have no hope that franchises will get any kind of justice in terms of recovering of their money, despite having the court orders. Money, whatever is recovered, it is insignificant money in terms of the total amount of fraud he has done. So, according to the best understanding and the different lawyers that I have spoken, sir, you will not get anything because it is under ED's control. When they will decide whom to give, this will take years to come. So, we have given up and moved on. That is our current status.
So, Mr. Hari Prasad and all the franchises, they have given up and they have moved ahead in their life, and all of them are successful people. They know their business. Unfortunately, it is a black mark, not only in the history of banking in this country, but also of the regulators, regulatory agencies, of the government, because literally at every point, even with the knowledge of whatever was happening, things were allowed to happen. That is what is my feeling. So there is a criminal liability which is on the part of the regulators themselves, on the part of the government. And now that we have come to such a situation wherein the banks are laying claim to the recovered money where they have been party,
Yes.
or they have been as much of criminals as Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi, and to even an extent further, that is only because of the banks that these things have happened. Otherwise, Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi could never have been able to execute their evil designs.
Absolutely.
Correct.
The first claimant should be the investor or a franchisee who has invested, and the last claim should be by the bank because they are party to the crime. But in reality, it seems it's just the opposite. The victims and the franchisees are the last in line to get a money, if at all it comes, which is completely zero hope at the moment based on the various legal opinions that I have got. So we said, okay, this is how it goes things, and we just gave up and left it to the God to give justice.
So as we wind up this discussion, we'll get into a couple of more thoughts from Mr. Hari Prasad. How do you evaluate the whistleblower ecosystem or mechanism in this country? Because neither you are the first one, nor you will be the last one. The type of dirt and things which we have in this country, whistleblowers will come. However much the government tries not to give them scope. What do you think of the whistleblower ecosystem?
I don't think there is any good ecosystem. I have learned from various news that many of the whistleblowers have been killed in many incidents in some states of India. So, the ecosystem, the protection of whistleblower is almost nil. We have to go with our own strength, if you have strength.
So broadly there are two things. One is law or otherwise, in reality, there is no whistleblower protection.
Absolutely.
So that's point number one, and your personal experience, I think it is sufficient enough to prove the same.
Yes.
The second, even without protection and huge amount of documentation which clearly proves at least prima facie
Absolutely.
that the offense has been committed, there are 99% chances that neither one nor the sum total of all regulators will come to your rescue.
Sorry? Regulators come to?
Will come to your rescue. Either one or the sum
I
total.
hope so.
So
I am
you-
not in trouble because of this.
No. I'm saying. So we know if there is a issue with, say, income tax or whatever, we know what it is. Now, okay, we define it in a different manner, correct? And we leave it to the audience to decide or finally form their thoughts or ideas or what their future is like. So the Central Police Station did not give you any succor. The CID Karnataka did not give you any relief. The SEBI did not give you, the ED did not give you, the CBI did not give you, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs did not give you. So literally every single agency, either in silo or combined, inclusive of the Prime Minister's office, was not able to give any sort of relief. There are two things to the whole story. One is the judicial part of it. But I think the real justice is delivered by the executive itself. The executive are the main dispensers of justice in any country, to best of my understanding. And had the Bangalore police and Bangalore CID and ED reacted in the correct manner, one, large amount of this money could have been saved, and secondly, it would have been an easier battle in the courts of law. These cases are a crime against the state. It is not crime against Mr. Hari Prasad. It is a crime against the state, and that is why the state fights for you. This offense has been committed against Government of India, against the Indian state.
Yes.
This offense has not been committed against you. It is just that it happened on you, that is all. But legally, you and the Government of India become one and the same thing when the offense is committed against you, and to become bipartisan in a manner that the investigative agency is different, the government is different, and the victims are different. I think that is the biggest tragedy of this situation. That is certainly the biggest tragedy of the situation. Correct. Now, coming back to the banking system. Can you suggest some changes, or where do you feel that your 10 years of experience would be of any worth in bringing some systemic changes? Whether they agree, they don't agree, listen or they don't listen is a different story altogether. But you feel that your suggestions will add value based on your life's experience.
No, to my experience, the banking system has become more robust in the last few years after the scam exposed. Obviously, these NPAs have come down because of the stricter regulations by RBI. So, definitely I can see there is an improvement in the banking system. After this scam, we have not heard of any other banking scam. Does it mean that this scam is not going on under the mat? We don't know. But it's not come to the light. And when we do the banking now, the regulations are much more stricter than when it was in 2012 or 2015. So, I am sure a lot of systems have been implemented based on this experience which banks and government has gone through. So, I am sure there is definitely going to be a much better banking system in India in courses to come.
So, we have found lots of issues with SEBI. The co-location case, I think, has been the darkest moment in the history of SEBI in recent times, and the way it was organized, that split second trading and putting the servers just next to the stock exchange. Added to that, what happened with the head of SEBI. So these are certainly cannot be called as simple business commercial engagements of the regulator. Nonetheless, Hari Prasad is nearly convinced, and might be that is the experience of all of us, that the banking system is slowly becoming more and more integrated, and the core banking software or the core banking system is in a position to put more checks and balances what we had earlier. And we also presume, I don't think you or me are a party to it, but we presume that the SWIFT and the core banking system has somewhere been integrated, and LOU sort of a scam should not or would not happen in the near future or in the future.
I don't think so. It will happen again.
Correct. So might be that goes to the credit of Mr. Hari Prasad to whatever efforts he has made, and I think we have to compliment him for being a very, very courageous external whistleblower to get all this information, bring it together, head a coalition to fight against the nature of, you can call it an injustice, it is a financial crime, but certainly it is an injustice, and take it to near logical conclusion given the system which we are in. Because we cannot expect an external whistleblower to take it to a level of a Supreme Court judgment and provide justice to everybody. So whatever his role was, that is extremely commendable, appreciative, and he has done yeoman service to both the investor community, to the banking industry, and to the whistleblowers and the franchisees and people who have faith in the Indian system. We still believe that there are honest people, there are honest systems, we have technologies placed, we have the capability, and finally the Indian courts will deliver justice, and these two criminals who were literally been able to take the Indian banking system for a ride will be back in India. Whether the franchisees get the money, don't get the money, get a partial part of the money, at least that will repose some faith in the due process of law, the Indian judicial system, and also the capability of the Indian government to bring back financial fugitives back to India and deliver the nature of justice which we demand of. So thank you, Mr. Hari Prasad, to have spared your time, talked about your journey through this banking's most sordid saga which India has faced, and also for inaugurating the Sanjay Sahay podcast, Unravelling India, in such a splendid manner. Wish you all success and do well in life. It has been our pleasure to host you, and you have been our first host, old friend. Thanks a lot. Wish you all the luck. God bless. Take care.
Thank you so much for taking time to get to know the story for the public understanding. So I am very thankful to Mr. Sanjay Sahay, who has been my good old friend, and I wish him all the success with his podcast journey from now on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.